Hey everyone, how's everybody doing today? So we're discussing today whether you should purchase the Steam Deck or the Nintendo Switch. I have both of them here. First of all, we're gonna start by introducing the systems. This is the Nintendo Switch. This is the original model, and this is Nintendo's latest handheld hybrid. Because you can basically play it like as a handheld or as a system on a TV. And same with the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck 2 does the same exact thing. So both of them have like the same type of, I guess you could say, the same market, right? And this is, Nintendo's. It's been out since 2016, 17, so it's been out for a while now. And the Steam Deck just came out last year, and they both offer amazing gameplay and titles, and just really high quality products. But we're discussing them today, and figure out, for example, if you only have budget for one system, which one would you get, right? So we're gonna start here by the performance and the game library. Obviously, the Nintendo Switch is a little bit older, but it still holds up pretty well. I have here Tears of the Kingdom, which I think it's like, in my opinion, a lazy game, because they're basically using the same assets from the previous one and the same map. So it's obviously the same game, but we're not gonna get into that. Uh, the graphics of the Tears of the Kingdom are amazing. That's something that I cannot take away from them. The graphics are really nice. I think it's one of the best looking titles in the for the system, and they have many others too, right? But here's the thing, the obviously, because the Steam Deck just came out last year, it's like a huge increase of graphics. So I'm gonna move it over here, and I'm running Ace Combat 7 here. This game looks really incredible. The graphics are really amazing, and just the gameplay overall, it's just a great game. And I don't think this game can run on the Nintendo Switch, to be honest with you. But that doesn't mean the Nintendo Switch doesn't get ports. They have Skyrim for them, and Red Dead Redemption just came out. So they do get a few games here and there, but obviously more recent AAA titles like Baldur's Gate 3, Armor Core 6. You can run them on the Steam Deck. But even with that being, even with that said, the Steam Deck still, I wouldn't say it's struggle, but it doesn't fully give you, the games running at 60 frames per second for AAA releases, the most recent ones, right? The game here, for example, Ace Combat 7, because it came out a while ago, you can definitely, the game is being pushed to its limits. So the game's runs extremely well at 60 frames per second, and it just looks great. So yeah, you have the Nintendo Switch. The I would say this. Look, I'll just show you here. Look how thin it is when you compare it to the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is really, in terms of size, it's like it's a little bit thicker. But that's because it's running. The computer chips are like bigger for it and stuff like that. So in terms of performance, you'll definitely get more performance out of the Steam Deck than the Nintendo Switch. But with that being said, you can still run like many titles for the Nintendo Switch, and it's very portable, very thin compared to Steam Deck. But overall, if you're looking to get the latest games, and you know the the Steam Deck even runs Nintendo games now. So if you're looking for maximum performance, I would say just get the Steam Deck, right? And that brings us to the game compatibility. The Nintendo Switch, like I said before, like it takes most of the recent games coming that came out recently, but their main thing is like Nintendo games, right? Like Zelda, you can get Zelda to run on the Steam Deck, and Mario Kart and Animal Crossing and many of those, like, really, they're good games. They're really fun games. So they're exclusive to Nintendo. So unless you do some modifications with the Steam Deck, you won't be able to just purchase those on the Steam store. But again, the Steam, even if you just do everything officially, the Steam library has like thousands of titles, and more keep coming out each day. So uh, you'll get, like, in my opinion, I think the game titles are much better on the Steam Deck than the Switch, just because, for example, you can run like AAA releases like Harry Potter Legacy that just came out, Elden Ring, just like extremely demanding games that unfortunately for the Nintendo Switch, you're just gonna they're gonna release the Nintendo Switch 2 maybe next year, maybe. That's a big maybe because we don't know anything. So I would say the Nintendo Switch does a great job, for example, if you really love Nintendo games. But overall, the Steam Deck just takes the cake. So that takes us to the next segment, which is portability and form factor. Like I showed you guys before, I would say the Nintendo Switch definitely has the Steam Deck beat on this department, just because it's very thin and small compared to the Steam Deck. You can see it's a little bit smaller, but that doesn't mean like it's comfortable. This thing is actually like super comfortable to hold in your hands. I think the ergonomics are they really thought about them really well. So I feel like when I'm playing the Steam Deck, I have like a good grip on them on the console, and the buttons, everything, the D-pad works well. I really enjoy the touchpads here. I don't use them at all, to be honest with you, but I do use them when I'm, for example, because you can put the Steam Deck as a desktop computer. So I do use it when I'm like moving files and stuff like that. So it's really convenient for that. And I got the case too. The case, I got it from D brand. I really like this case because it protects the system and it just does a good job. But the Nintendo Switch, when you're holding it, it feels very light in comparison, and it holds pretty well. I would just say, like, for maybe for the next system, if perhaps they think about creating a little bit more comfortable system, because it's very thin. You're just like holding it like this, and you can kind of like lose your grip, and it doesn't feel steady and comfortable like the Steam Deck. Plus, I never like the Joy-Cons feel like a little bit. I mean, they're like tight here, but they do feel a little bit like weird. You know what I mean? So yeah, in terms of portability and form factor, the Nintendo Switch wins for portability and size, but in terms of being comfortable, I think the Steam Deck wins that. So let's talk about the next segment, which is exclusive titles and ecosystem. Well, they both, like I said before, the Nintendo Switch. If you're like a big Nintendo fan, and you want to get all the Mario games, all the Zelda games officially, they actually did pretty damn good job with the Nintendo Switch. Because the GameCube, Nintendo Wii U were like they did make some games for the systems, but they were like very like weak, I would say. But with the Nintendo Switch, they came out with like so many Zelda games, so many Pokemon games, so many Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, all the Mario titles. So they did a really good job in establishing like a strong software support for the Nintendo Switch. So I'll definitely give them that. And the Xenoblade Chronicles too. That's like my favorite title from Nintendo now. I really highly recommend the Xenoblade titles. That you can get them all in one system. They came out with the definitive edition of the first one. Then you have Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and 3. The third one was probably the weakest, in my opinion, but it's still like a great game. But with that being said, the Steam Deck just, you can, it's not official, but you can basically play your Nintendo Switch games on this. I haven't done it, I haven't done that. I have like a mostly official games, so they run pretty well. I'm pretty happy with them. You can get Spider-Man, you can get God of War, and I just got Forza Horizon 5 on it, Halo. So it's like a really good mix of PlayStation and Microsoft games, plus computer games, and a list of indie titles. So that's up to you to choose if you enjoy more Nintendo or the Steam Deck, which is like a lot of PlayStation, Microsoft, Xbox games, computer games, indie games, plus unofficially Nintendo games. So I'll leave that up to you. But they're both. I think you'll do well if whether you get the Switch or the Steam Deck. I think there's no winner there. They're both amazing. Price and availability. The Steam Deck is like if you get it on sale. I got the 64 gigabyte version. I paid like 300 and something, $350 because I got it on sale. And then I ordered a 1 terabyte SSD and I installed it myself. So I got a 1 terabyte plus a 1 gigabyte SD card on it. So I have like two terabytes, which is a lot. And yeah, for like plus the case and everything, I ended up spending maybe like close to $500 to $600. But for me, it's worth it because this is literally all I play now. My Nintendo Switch has, been demoted to being in the case now. But the Nintendo Switch really, the Nintendo Switch for the price $300. You can get all your Nintendo games and everything. Plus the online backwards compatibility. You can get a lot of N64 and Super Nintendo games, which is good, I think. Um, but yeah, I think for the price, the Steam Deck, just takes the just takes the the price here because it's just a much better deal in my opinion for the money that you're spending. You can plus Nintendo games are very expensive. I think no game. This one, Tears of the Kingdom, which I think it's like I said, it was a lazy game. $70, $70, and a lot of the Steam games, you can just get them for. I got Ace Combat 7 for $11, so $11, $70, and I'm playing more Ace Combat than Zelda. The Zelda game, I stopped playing it just because it feels too much like Breath of the Wild. Like there's no difference, so I stopped playing that. And I've been playing other games, The Witcher 3, the new Forza game. So and the games are really cheap on the Steam store. Even the AAA titles like Forza, it's like I paid $30 for it, because it was on sale. But with Nintendo games, you're never gonna find like discounts like that. It's gonna be really difficult. So in terms of price and availability, I give the Steam Deck here for the winner. So in conclusion, which one should you buy? I think it depends on your gaming preferences and budget and stuff like that. But personally, I would recommend the Steam Deck over the Nintendo Switch. Just this Nintendo Switch is it's outdated hardware too, very old, but still great. Don't get me wrong. If you really enjoy Nintendo games and you want to get into the Xenoblade Chronicles, I think the system is really good. For that. But if you want like a main system that does everything, because you can play this on the computer, on the TV screen too, and you can just take it with you everywhere. So in my opinion, the Steam Deck, it's just a much better system, and worth it in the long term, long run. So because it's also getting support from the company Valve, so they're constantly supporting and adding upgrades in terms of software, of course, to make the Steam Deck run better each time. So that's a huge plus in my opinion. And for the price of $500 to $600 with everything, it's good, because the games are gonna be affordable. So I recommend the Steam Deck, over the Nintendo Switch, but that's up to you guys to decide ultimately. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and thank you guys. Until the next one.